boys and girls. It's Sister Linnell, and I am back with Sunday School again today, and I am so happy to be with you again today. Today, we are going to talk about a very important subject, faith. And we have a couple special guests that are going to be with us today as well. So, very exciting lesson. But first of all, I wanted to introduce what our lesson is about. Do you know what faith is? Maybe some of you do. I'm going to give you a few illustrations of what faith is. So this is a chair from my house. You can see it very well. There it is. And I have sat in this chair many times, and it has always held me up. So, do you think if I sit in this chair that it will hold me up? You do? Well, that is faith. You believe it even before you see it. So let's test out your faith. You ready? Ta-da! You were right. You had faith and you were right. You believed and it was correct. Now, there's a light switch over here on this wall. Do you think if I flip on that switch that the light in the fan will come on? You do? Let's test out your faith. It worked! So that's faith. It's when you believe in something before you even see it. And sometimes we need to have faith in God even before we see things. Sometimes God makes promises to us, but they don't come true right away. So we have to have faith and believe because God always keeps his promises. All right, boys and girls, I told you I have a special guest today. I wonder if you can guess who it is. Who do you think's here today? It's Froggy! Hi, kids! Froggy's here with us again today. Now, Froggy, do you trust me? Oh, look at that. Froggy trusts me. Such a good frog. Now, you know that I would always give you good things and never bad things, right? I would always make sure, yes, that you were safe. Oh, good. Okay. So, now, Froggy, what if I were to blindfold you? Would you still trust me? He still would trust me. Okay. So, I'm going to put on a blindfold, and I'm going to lead Froggy to one of his favorite treats. Oh, yes. Do you know what frogs like to eat? They like to eat bugs. Oh, Froggy. Oh, you're so gross. They eat bugs. But they're frogs. So, I have one of Froggy's favorite treats. Do you want to see it? Now you're going to get it later. Now you just hang on. Okay, let me grab it real quick. I'll get it. Bugs. Can you see them? Real bugs. Yum, yum. So that's what we're going to give Froggy, and I'm going to lead him, even though he's blindfolded, I'm going to lead him toward the bugs, and I think he's really going to have a good time. So let's put his blindfold on. Are you ready? Let's put the blindfold on you. So you can't see anything, because you have to trust me, Froggy. You have to have faith, even though you can't see. All right. Can you see anything, Froggy? Okay, good. All right, let's move over to the table so I can show you this fun experiment. Okay, so here's Froggy, looking a little bit like a ninja. Yes, you do, Froggy. Okay, now, you can't see, but I have your favorite treat, a nice big bowl full of bugs on one side. And then I have one of my favorite treats, some delicious Cocoa Puffs on the other side. I know you don't like those, Froggy. So what you have to do is move to your left. Oh, your other left, Froggy.
Yes, your other left. There you go. Okay, now take a big hop forward. Okay, now reach out. Just a little bit more. Can you smell them? Can you? Oh, Froggy. Oh, gracious day. Okay, well, we're just going to let Froggy eat his treats, and we're going to go do the Bible lesson now. Okay, you enjoy, Froggy. All right, boys and girls, we have talked about faith and what it is, that it's believing in God even when you can't see it yet. We have seen that Froggy has faith in me, and you know, you can have faith in Jesus just like Froggy had faith in me. And now we're going to talk about a man who lived in the Bible times, and he learned how to have faith in God too. His name is Abraham. And there he is. Hi, Abraham. And he had a wife named Sarah, and they lived in a pretty awesome town. He loved his town. He loved his house. But one of his favorite things that he loved the absolute most was his bed. Oh, he had a nice, comfy bed, and he loved to relax and sleep. He had a pretty good life. And then one day, God called to Abraham. And God said, Abraham. And he was listening, and God said, I want you to leave your home. Wow, leave his home. That would be pretty hard. But God kept talking. He said, I will take you to a new home. Do this, and I will make a great nation out of your family. I will make you famous, and your name will be a blessing to the world. If you follow me, I will make your family like the stars in the sky or the sand on the beach. Will you follow me? Now, God didn't tell Abraham the whole plan or how he was going to make all of these wonderful things happen. As a matter of fact, Abraham didn't even have any kids yet. So how could his family be that big? So he didn't know how it was all going to work out, but Abraham decided that he would have faith in God and trust him. So he and Sarah got to packing. They had a lot of stuff to pack because he was a pretty wealthy guy. We're going to give you just a little example. Oh boy, Abraham's a real good packer. And once he got all of his favorite belongings all packed up and ready to go, he left his nice big house and his nice town, and he and Sarah had to leave, and they started walking. And God led them. Anywhere they would go, God would tell them which way to go, and he would lead and guide them, and they just had to trust God. One day, there were all kinds of new things to see. One day, God led Abraham to a great, big, huge tree, a huge oak tree. And it was on top of a really great big hill. And so when Abraham was standing underneath that oak tree, he could look out and he could see land for miles and miles. Miles and I know, Abraham, we're just pretending. So miles and miles that they could see. And God spoke to Abraham again. God said, see this land, Abraham? One day I will give it all to your children. For now the land belongs to someone else. But one day. So Abraham was really excited about this promise, because it meant that he would have children, lots and lots of children, who would inherit a wonderful land. And Abraham was very excited about that. So God continued to tell Abraham where to go to get to his promise. So they kept walking. God would tell him, yep. And you know, the whole time that Abraham was going, God took care of him. God would say, stop, Abraham, and let's unpack here. Let's stay here for a little while. So Abraham would listen to God. He would unpack all of his belongings, and they would stay there for a little bit. and kind of get settled in. And then before you know it, God would say, Abraham, it's time to move on. You better get all your stuff and pack it up and move it along. So Abraham would get all of his things and pack up all of his animals. He had lots of animals too. We just have pretend animals here. So he would take all of those animals and all of his stuff, and he would keep on walking. But God always took care of him. He always had enough food to eat, and he and Sarah were always safe and taken care of. God never left them alone. And one day when Abraham was very, very old, finally, when it seemed like he almost should have given up, finally, Abraham and Sarah had a little baby. And they named him Isaac. And this was just the first of one of God's many, many promises. Because God keeps all of his promises. So I just wanted to end this lesson with a prayer. And Brother Jesse and I are actually husband and wife. And so when we pray together, when we pray with our family, we pray together. So if you all are watching with your family today, you can pray with your family. If you have a brother or a sister you're watching with, or a mom or a dad, or grandma or grandpa, you can get someone in your family and pray with them at the end of this lesson. Because faith is so important. It's so important to believe in God even when you can't see his promises just yet, and he'll never let you down. You can always trust him. So we're just going to pray together, and we hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. Lord Jesus, thank you, Jesus, for this lesson. Thank you, Jesus, that you are here with them, Lord. You are so good. Thank you, God, for your many promises. God, you are such an awesome God, and you help us so much. I just pray that you would strengthen our faith. Help us, God, to always trust you. We love you, Lord, and we thank you, Jesus, for all your promises. In Jesus' name, amen. Bye, kids.